Hi, I'm Viji. Welcome to the WIC Kitchen. Today we're going to make quesadillas with cheese, apples, and poached chicken. And we're going to do some homemade salsa with canned tomatoes. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is put on an apron. You always wear an apron in the kitchen. Then we wash our hands. Washing your hands is the best way to keep germs out of your food. The recipe I'm preparing is in the WIC cookbook. Let's cook or vamos a cocinar. We're going to start by preparing our poaching liquid. About 5 or 6 black peppercorns and 2 or 3 cloves of smashed garlic. Okay, let's add that to our poaching liquid. And we're going to let that come to a boil, and then we will put in our chicken breast. On the quesadillas, we are going to be putting grated carrots and grated cheese. So we're going to start by grating some carrot. Now the next thing we're going to do is grate some cheese. Okay, there's our cheese. I hear the water boiling, so our chicken water may be ready. Now let's time this because we want this to cook for about 15 minutes. Okay, we've put our chicken breast in the broth, and now this should go into the refrigerator, and I will go wash my hands. Now we're going to continue with our salsa. We have a can of whole peeled tomatoes. If you can find diced tomatoes, plain diced tomatoes, you may use those. But this is just as easy. So we're going to pour in a can of diced green chilies. A little bit of cumin in here. And then we're going to dice some onion. And I like to use the white onion. It has a different flavor from the yellow onion. And it's perfect for salsa. Okay, I like lime juice in my salsa, so I'm going to be using lime. This is a citrus squeezer. Put it in upside down there. Here's your juice. I did not put any salt in it. The lime juice is going to bring out the flavor. This is a very mild salsa, so it's appropriate for children to eat. Nothing too spicy or tangy. Some cilantro. So take off the stems. These are kind of tough to be eating. But the thinner parts of the stem are fine. Just chop them up. We'll put a bit into our salsa. Okay, the chicken has been poaching for about 12 to 15 minutes. We're now going to set it off the heat. Ideally, it will cool in the liquid for another 15 or 20 minutes. We're now doing our apples for the quesadillas. We've cut the apples in half. We're going to core it out with a spoon, like this. Then we're going to slice it. These are the slices we'll put in the quesadillas. You don't want them too thick, you don't want them too thin, just so you get a nice crunch with that cheese. Okay, let's test our chicken breast to make sure that it is at the right temperature and that it's done. So now we're going to use a thermometer to see what the temperature is in the thickest part. Okay, we're looking for 165. This temperature has to be maintained for 15 seconds. And the other alternative, if you don't have a thermometer, is to cut the chicken at the thickest part of the breast and see that there is no pink meat. And this says 169. Okay, I'm going to transfer the breast to my chicken cutting board. It's a good idea to have separate cutting boards for vegetables and meat. I've deboned and skinned the chicken breast, and now I will shred it. 2 forks, back to back. You put them in here, and you draw them out, and this is how you shred chicken. You see how it's shredding? It's easy, it takes a little time, but the texture is really nice when you put it in a quesadilla or an enchilada. So let's make the quesadilla. And I will start composing a quesadilla. Put some cheese, some of the shredded chicken. Let's put a little bit of the carrot, some apple, and a little bit of salsa. And then you cook this until it's melted. The cheese is melted and it's cooked on both sides. Here's our final dish. It's a quesadilla with apple, poached chicken, carrots, and homemade salsa with canned tomatoes. And we've garnished it with an orange. See you next time in the WIC Kitchen. This is Vijay.